What's up guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to destroy your competition. So if you're a coach, consultant, or an agency, you probably have a lot of competitors, people who do the same thing as you and are teaching it to a similar niche. And I'm going to show you how to stand out and get people to go with your program and your option instead of people who are teaching the same exact thing as you. So I've actually created a lot of competitors just by teaching the Instagram funnel. A lot of people, 18 months ago saw the ads, started to copy the ads. People even joined my program and started teaching the same thing, which is totally fine with me. If I could go back in time, maybe I would have, not sold to certain people that were just coming in to like steal the funnel and then teach it. But I am okay with people teaching it as long as they know what they're doing, right? So all of us have competitors. All of us, if we could get their revenue, would make more money, okay? And I'm gonna show you how you can practically do it in a way that's gonna make you a lot more money. So how you're gonna beat your competitors is pretty simple, right? So let's say here's you, right? And here is someone who's selling the exact same thing as you, okay? So I'm gonna give you some practical things, and then I'm gonna give you some basically just more like mindset things just around this thought like in your head. So a lot of you are getting paralyzed because you have competition and you're thinking thoughts of like, why should I even coach if they're coaching? And let's say this person's even making more than you or the same amount. It's like, why should I coach if there's already people doing it? Like, so somebody was teaching on personal finance and they're like, why would I coach on personal finance if Dave Ramsey's doing it, right? They're better, maybe you're thinking. So why should I coach if Dave Ramsey's a million times better? Okay, so all these thoughts that like aren't serving you, number one. Or let's say you and your competitor, they get on a sales call with you, they're like, hey, I've got a call with so-and-so, and they decide to go with them, right? So then you're even insecure because they chose to go with the other person, right? So if you're not careful, your competition can beat you just by getting in your head, right? And here's how I get people to choose my thing versus someone else's thing, is the way I think about it. I don't even allow myself to think that I have competition, okay? What I mean by that is there are unlimited clients. This is where people really get in their head. Is they think that there's only 10 people in the world left to sell, okay? And you're gonna get some and they're gonna get some, okay? But the reality is, unless you're doing 10 million a year or more, there's so many people out there to sell that you and your competitor could help all of them, and still there would be more out there to help, right? So I like to think of it in an abundance mindset of there's so many people out there to help that I don't have to worry about who my competitor's helping, who I'm helping. I just have to do my best job of getting the right people to me, okay? Here's the key. Because if the right people come to me, the wrong people for me will go to them, right? So what this means is you have competition when you don't have a clear niche, right? So how you can get these people, right, the right people, dream clients, to come to you versus your competitor is, let's say you and your competitor teach very similar things. So let's say you're a money coach. So you help people, like, let's just say, get out of debt. So you're gonna help people become debt-free. They do the same thing, let's say, okay? Debt-free. So you're selling basically the same outcome, right? And let's say your deliverables are the same too. Let's say it's a 6-month program. 6-month program. And let's even say it costs the exact same, 3K, right? So if you look at it from just this lens, then yeah, you have direct competition, okay? Because they do the same thing, you do the same thing. How you can kind of niche this down is, you could do a different mechanism. I help people get debt-free with X But let's say your competitor copies that, which literally has happened to me so much, right? So now people are teaching the same thing as you, charging the same price, and doing it for the same length of time. So again, you're in the same spot you were before. How can you stand out? How can you beat your competition? Is by being authentic. Okay, so what I mean by that is there's this whole other branch of things that you have to offer that they don't. Okay, so for me, I like to share the stories about how I used to drink all the time, right? Okay, I share the stories of how, I'm a Christian, okay? So I share the stories of like certain things that happened, with my parents, being on drugs here and there, and then the Lord setting them free. I share certain stories of like all my business failures, right? And what's going to happen is these people are going to resonate more with these things than they do with these. So this will beat 99.9% of your competition just by sharing this, okay? So let's go a little bit further. Let's say, so what I mean by this is there's probably hundreds of people you're competing against, okay? Right? And just by being authentic, you just destroyed all of the people who are inauthentic, right? There's hundreds of them that will never share anything personal about their life, and all they do is teach on stuff that they haven't done, okay? So you just destroyed them, and now let's say you're left to 3 to 5 like main competitors, okay? How you're going to basically section them off for being a competitor going forward is they're probably pretty good at telling their story too, or they wouldn't be so far ahead of the rest of these people down here. So let's say they're interested in yoga or something else, right? Or let's say they grew up totally different than me. Let's say they grew up, they still drink and they're like partying or whatever. Like let's say they're contradicting something over here, right? Let's say they do drugs. Okay, so they're doing drugs. They're interested in business failures. They're doing yoga and then something else. So what's going to happen is certain people are going to like it, and then certain people are going to actually repel from that behavior. So then you actually created your dream clients, right? And took them from your competition because you helped them make a decision not based on like the thing you're selling, but who you are. So here's the reality. Some people will choose them because they like them more. Some people will choose you because they like you more, and that's totally okay. Totally fine. So you're not really competing against a competitor. You're actually competing against yourself. How good can you be at being authentic, sharing your failures, sharing your stories, sharing your beliefs, your faith, sharing different trials that you've went through, and communicating all of these different things into a message where people, your dream clients, will buy your message, right, over message number 2 or 3 or 10, however many people are out there talking. And the reality is some people will get on a sales call with you and tell you that they chose this other program. But hey, guess what? It's fine, because they're probably not in alignment with your core values or your story. So then in your head, they were never supposed to be a client anyways, right? So now you're not competing against someone else anymore. You're actually competing against your own inefficient skill level of telling your story. So the better you get at story selling, the clearer your message is going to get, and you're going to get better clients. Okay? So as we go into the new year's and we go into like new marketing funnels or whatever new thing you're trying, I would dare you to try and tell your story. You're going to be shocked at how many people start resonating with you versus your competitor. And if you've bought a program in the past, believe it or not, you probably didn't buy because of what they teach, but because of who they were, right? So if you need help doing this, obviously we can help. you can click the link down below to book in a call to chat with us. Or if you've got this and you're like, how can I apply this to my funnels? I got a lot of teaching on the channel about marketing funnels, so go check those out too. And if this video helped, love the comments. If you guys are down to chat with me in the comments, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll chat soon.